finally, I was probably about, I don't know. I was just I was so skinny at the time, shopping. I had expired tags on my car. And the first thing that happened was a bicycle cop of all damn things was in the parking lot waiting for me because I had expired tags on my car. And they searched my car. He called backup, searched my car, found meth in my car, and I went to jail for the very first time. That was not a wake-up call because I could give shits. And I didn't even, show up to court. I could have got a deferment, so the judge says, but instead I had to end up hiring a lawyer because I had a warrant out for my arrest, and they gave me Prop 36. And in Prop 36, I had to go to these meetings, and I ended up meeting, people. At the time, I'd only snorted meth, and I'd ended up meeting people who were more hardcore who shot it and smoked it. So that began my smoking run with methamphetamines, and it was a good one. A lot happened during that time. My kid's dad and I were in a custody battle. I looked like, I thought I was fooling everybody, but the only person I was fooling was myself when I'd go into the courtroom looking like I was, strung out. And I did have, the judge was pretty lean, he was, I don't know, he was good to me in the fact that he gave me half custody of my girls. We shared physical and legal custody of the girls. And I just couldn't stop it. And I would be late to pick them up. I was not reliable. It got to the point where they didn't really even want to be with me. And then there was a time where I couldn't pay my bills and the electricity was shut off. Ended up getting an eviction notice, and I lost my place. And that resulted in me having to give the kids up to my ex-husband, and living in a car. So I did that for about a year, and I did not want help. I wanted to stay in the life where I knew that I'd be able to get high every day. And I never resorted to like selling myself or anything like that, but it was a embarrassing situation. I wouldn't even call it humbling because it was just it was just ugly. And just hanging out with whoever I knew had it, and kind of, I had no morals, no dignity, and I'd really lost who I was. So I basically ended up going to Turlock, into this, I don't want to call it an SLE, but it was a home, and they had, you had to be sober to live there, but it was different than the Galt House. It was run by some assholes, and it was really, really unhappy, but I stuck it out for 3 months. And even when I got out of there, I still used. So I had a friend, my parents wouldn't take me back in, and, I didn't have anywhere to go, but I had this one friend who is still in my life today, that was, loving enough to take me in, and he lived in Modesto at the time, and I went ahead and lived with him and his mom and his stepdad, and it was very humbling for me because, I felt really low, and I still didn't want to stop using. So I managed to find it, wherever it was that I went. And we, at one point, ended up at his sister's place in Mountain House. And I continued to use